Hi there, my name is Ken Mears, and this is my journey from hating writing to being an author. When I was really young, I hated writing. My mom would say it was weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth. It would be a huge pain to even get me to write a single paragraph. So my mom finally had enough. She found out about a writing program with a very different approach to writing. Their technique was to break down writing into smaller, more fun projects. One of these projects was creating a map of a made-up world. I'm sure you can guess where that led. That world became the world that my first book takes place in. Not too much later, I went to a book launch for Richard Paul Evans. One of the things there was this girl, about my age, that had written and published this book called Benetripia. And that was when it all kind of clicked. I was just like, if this girl of my age can do it, I can write a book. I've always been a total bookworm, so of course I wanted to write a fantasy book. And where better to go than the world I created not too long before that. Soon after, I started work on my first draft for my book. It was still really painful and took several years, but we finally got it done. Quite frankly, the writing was absolutely horrible. But that was my turning point. For years after this, my first book just kind of stayed in the back of my mind and I didn't think much more of it. A few years later, I joined my online high school where I was introduced to even more writing. At this point, it wasn't nearly so bad for me. Except for essays, those will always be painful. But as I got to write more and more, I realized I loved this. I loved creating worlds, stories, and making things for people to enjoy. I finally was passionate about something. Once again, the next step came from my mother. She was talking with this other mom at an activity my brother attended and mentioned that I had written a book. Come to find out, this lady ran her own small publishing company. She asked if she could read my book, and we sent her a copy of it. To put it simply, she was impressed. She said that the story was really good, but the writing needed updating. Luckily, my writing had improved drastically by this point, so we were in. We wrote up a contract, and now I'm being published. So that is how I went from hating writing to being an author. I suppose it goes to show you how you can change how you see things. I mean, if you had asked me 5 years ago if I was going to be an author, I would have told you no way, it's too hard. But now it's what I love, and I have the chance to make something of it. So seize the opportunity. Look at any and every possible passion. Push your limits and what you are comfortable with. You never know when your view might change, when your hate can turn into love. Until I see you again, keep on writing.